Live in my swimsuit, coming from you from Tamarindo, Costa Rica. If you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Titkemeyer. I used to write a blog called, well, actually a column, because Patty said, well, it's calling them blogs. Anyway, I used to write a column called No Longer Quivering about the Quiverful movement. Since I've left, I have veered into all things YouTube, and I am here to rant. Pissed off. I'm getting ready to get in the pool. That's why I'm wearing my swimwear. So if you're allergic to cleavage, you should run along. Today, I'm actually kind of annoyed right now. I mean, extremely annoyed. That's the only reason that I am here right now. One of the things that has popped up in the anti community, which is a bunch of ladies that used to be anti-cage heirs that have strayed the other way because they have gotten to knock heads with various people about various things. The main thing that unites them is their hatred of Steve McRae. I don't agree with Steve about everything, not at all. But I believe in letting Steve have the freedom to make whatever mistakes Steve wants to make. And I want to talk about one of Steve's mistakes. It was a mistake that I did not make. I was kind of like, girl talks the hand. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mrs. Cartman Crane, who the antis are now accusing Steve of approving and saying that she is part of our community and we're listening to her stupid garbage. Ain't no way. Now, I know Steve had her on one time. I didn't watch the stream. I didn't hear anything. Why? Because ignoring Erica is always the best policy. I'm about to explain why in just a second. Okay, Mrs. Cartman Crane, also known as Erica, appeared during the Marvin McRae thing. Marvin McRae, if you recall, was a young man who tried to kill himself, failed at it, and ended up with significant brain whatever. Groups centered around hating on an individual without any nuance, including the anti-KG group will never turn out. Yeah, I know that. I'm grateful. So Mrs. Cartman Crane popped up in the middle of this. In the middle of the Marvin McRae, like I said, young man that tried to kill himself, didn't succeed, ended up terribly brain damaged and in a coma, if I recall correctly. I wasn't really any part of that at all. Nothing to do with that. That was something that Molly Golightly and Catherine Paulson, Without a Crystal Ball, were heavily involved in, along with Justin. I forgot what the name of his column is, his YouTube channel. So I had nothing to do with any of them in this whole thing. Catherine started fighting with Molly Golightly. And I don't know Molly very well. I've already said I'm not wild about her showing up at places and screaming and carrying on. That kind of turns me off. But that's not to say that Molly doesn't have her good points. I'm sure she does. It's just not somebody that I waste any time watching because I only have so many hours a day. And when people ask me, why aren't you watching my channel? Why aren't you blah, blah, blah? It's like, well, I have been under nothing but stress and hours of crazy town since mid-November. Mid-October, starting with catching COVID. So this predates all of that. And I tried to look up Steve's live stream with her, and I couldn't find it. Basically, what happened is when the Marvin McRae thing happened and dear Catherine started knocking heads with Molly, Mrs. Cartman Crane, also known as Erica, emerged. Okay, she emerged hard. Apparently, she was behind one of the Marvin McRae support groups. And that's all well and good. But like, she started tagging me all the time on Facebook. And I'm like, side-eyeing, because if somebody is trying hard to get my attention, they're tagging me, they're doing this, they're doing that, I'm always going to side-eye them for a while, till I figure out who they are, because I don't know, somebody could be toxic as hell. I don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm all in with you, and then have to say, oh yeah, I'm all out. I've done that a few times. I got so fed up this year to the point where I started blocking people if they posted too many conspiracy theories, because I was just kind of done. I'm done with conspiracy theories. I'm done with fighting, all of that. So Erica pops up, tries to get my attention. I pay her almost no attention except to say, don't follow this woman. She's wrong. Because she had a lot of things. Apparently, she knocked heads with KJ. She knocked heads with Catherine. So that is how she ended up trying to glom on to the anti-community. And I was just not having it because some of the things she was saying I knew were just BS. Then she started popping up in my live streams and saying that I was impacting her ability to make money. I kept asking her, explain that, please. And she couldn't. And as Mrs. Cartman Crane, she was claiming to be a member of the media. Well, Erica or Cartman Crane, not a member of the media, just somebody that had trying to start a YouTube channel. And they were trying to say, oh, blah, 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 this, that, the other thing. She claimed to have like 18 restraining orders or something like that against Miss Popularity, Catherine Paulson. And when we started asking her for receipts for this crap she's claiming, she showed one, like, downloaded off the internet, hardly scribbled upon, if I remember right. These are all my opinions. I'm trying to call up all this crap in my mind. She showed this one restraining order that looked very suspicious, like it had not actually been filed or anything. So at some point she came, so I just missed her out of hand because I kept asking her questions about why she was claiming all this crap. I wanted to see proof. She had no proof. She couldn't choose proof, so she turned against me. And I was fine with that because I am not comfortable with people that try to kiss my rear end and catch all of my attention. If somebody shows up and start doing that to me, I'm kind of like giving them the side eye for a while because I'm always wondering what their angle is. I don't know what her angles to this day, but she kept, hey, autistic, but she kept showing up in various people's communities and trying to glom on to the anti-community, trying to say, oh, I'm suing her for this, I'm suing her for that, and acting the fool. I'm just going to say it. Hey, Megan, she was just acting the freaking fool. So that was beyond not done. I told a couple of close friends when she friended them, I said, ooh, be careful with that one. That one has got some extra Looney Tune behavior going on. I don't know what their problem is, but I think there's probably a psychiatric drug out there to treat it. So she ended up on Steve McRae's channel. And I don't know if I ever warned Steve or if I was like, yeah, Steve's a big boy. Let Steve deal with this crap. I don't even remember how that went about, but he only paid scanty attention to her. So now we have the anti-antis who are trying to say that Steve brought her into the community, and there is a lot of craziness. You know why? It's full moon. It's full moon, and it's also Mercury retrograde. So when you end up with those things at the same time, you end up with crazy stuff, crazy conspiracy theories. This is one of the reasons I started blocking people who started coming up with these conspiracy theories, because it's like, no, I don't have time for that. Craziness going around, and it all funnels from hate, unfiltered. You're right about that. You're watching from the bushes. Hey, full moon. Yeah. So it's all crazy. And I'm just sitting back like, yeah, about that? No. Who are we talking about? KJ or Michelle? A hater that KJ brought on. Okay. Somebody that hates KJ, but for totally different reasons than a lot of others. This is somebody that was part of the Marva McRae support groups. Well, she founded a couple of them. And so she was part of that and was completely anti-KJ, which I can understand that. Catherine is always, winning friends and influencing people, She could teach that class, but she turned against her and tried to glom onto the community. But the thing is, none of her stuff made sense. If you're going to make claims that you're suing, dear Catherine, you got to show what she did to you. If you tell me that I somehow impacted your bottom line, your dollars, your paycheck, you got to show me how that happened, because just screeching it out is not going to win any friends from any friendship for me. I'm just going to go, please, and block your ass, which is what I do. Does the name also start with an M? It does kind of sort of start with an M. Her first name was Erica. I forgot what her last name is. It's been so long. But she also used to go by Mrs. Cartman Crane or Mrs. Petty Crane. She had a pile of aliases, and she would keep changing her ID every time people were after her or one thing or another. So that's what I'm talking about, because the anti group is now laying this at Steve's feet, saying Steve brought her into the community and legitimized her. That person who is weird, autistic, yes, yes, yes. So this weirdo that was on the edges only, who was acting super crazy from the first minute she messaged me and tagged me, is who I'm talking about. She is the one that the anti-group is trying to say Steve brought into the group. No such thing. No such thing. I think Steve probably did like the rest of us and said, receipts, or it didn't happen. She didn't have any receipts. So as far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen. Showing me what looks like a likely faked and forged restraining order is not going to get you anything in my world. So I just wanted to debunk that real quickly before moderate extremist, moderate conservative, whoever, somebody in the anti community was just running with the ball on this today. And I was kind of like, girl, please. Was her last name Genevieve Shingaria? That was it. That's exactly at it. 9 to 5, babe. Now I should get my notebook out because I'd taken copious notes, because I was thinking this person was like restraining order crazy. And if she gave me too much grief, that's what I was going to do. So don't pay her any mind. She's not part of the anti-community. She may still be embraced by the anti community for all I know or care. And I don't care at all. Let them embrace or not embrace whoever they want. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Speaking of which, I'm heading out to the pool. I just want to come on here for a few seconds and rant because I was really, really pissed off. Yeah, she has a lot of names. And on Facebook, there's actually an anti-group against her that I went in there and read their archive one day, and there was all kinds of really, 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 really interesting stuff. Apparently, she has done this before in a lot of different groups and has been the total troll. So we're talking Troll City here. A lot of names. Yep. Exactly. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I need to hop in the pool. I was out earlier buying jewelry and edibles. So you know what I'm about to go do? I'm getting ready to go have a good time. I'll talk to you guys later.